Hi, welcome to the class of 2024 Junior Parent Night. I am Miss Diaz, support students RAN through SOO, and also on this recording is.
Hi, I'm Erin Consorti. I support students with the last names A through CAL.
So we are going to run through the PowerPoint for parents who missed the last night's parent night. On the right-hand side, there's a QR code that will give you access to the digital PowerPoint as well as resources that we shared throughout the night. Important dates for you to remember. We have school year starts for our seniors on August 10th. We have the UC applications that open up August 1st. Our CSU and Hancock College applications are October 1st. Super important for all students, college and career. Lab hours will start October 2nd, every Monday in the College and Career Center until 5 p.m. On November 30th, the UC and CSU applications are due. Senior pictures, the deadline is December 1st. Our free application for federal student aid, the window opens to apply sometime in December. It is being revised, so we'll talk about a little more about that later on in the presentation. The deadline is still March 2nd. May is an important month. We got prom and grad nights, and then the most important is June 6th at 11:30 a.m. The class of 2024 will walk across the stage for graduation in the Warrior Stadium.
Woo! Good stuff. Senior year is very expensive. It can be very expensive. So we just kind of wanted to give you a head start on some of the estimated expenses. College application fees will run about $70 per application unless the student qualifies for a fee waiver. And if you're unsure, you can check with the community liaison or the College and Career Center, and they can let you know whether or not your student qualifies for a fee waiver. Grad night runs around $300. Remember that grad night is in May, but they start selling tickets usually in January or February, so second semester. Prom is running about $50. The yearbook runs about $100. It's discounted the earlier you purchase. So if you plan ahead and purchase early, there is I think about $15 discount. So it's not too bad. And then the Jostens provides our caps and gowns, and cap and gown alone with the tassel costs about $50. Jostens has all kinds of packages ranging from $50 up to $350 depending on what you choose to purchase for your student.
Some super important information in regards senior portraits. We recommend that you hire a reputable photographer, someone that you obviously may know or trust that might take a great photo of your child. The photos are due by December 1st, and we request that the photos be submitted by the student's email. So that's the school issued email because it is attached to their ID number, so we can identify the student with their name. We do want to remind you that a dress code must be followed. There is handouts in the resources tab at the end. And if for whatever reason a student is not able to take a senior portrait, their school senior photo will be used in the yearbook. And Mrs. Kelly DiBernardi, which you see below her email on the screen, if you have any further questions regarding senior portraits, she is the person to contact and runs the yearbook and senior portraits.
Okay, so let's talk about systems of higher education. Now is the time. Our juniors are quickly approaching the end of their junior year and they should already know what system of higher education they are aiming for. They also this might be a good exploration phase to determine, where do I want to apply? Where do I want to go after high school? And so just a quick overview. Of course, we have the community colleges. We have a great community college right here in our backyard, Allen Hancock College. Students must graduate from high school or be 18 years or older to attend Allen Hancock College. There are numerous transfer options right out of Hancock. Students can transfer to a number of universities as long as they take the appropriate courses at Allen Hancock. Hancock offers vocational training programs as well as concurrent enrollment courses for our high school students. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the presentation. It's important to remember community colleges are a great place for students to start. I mentioned last night that if your student is planning on becoming a welder, it's not such a great idea to send them off to a four-year university to major in biology, when in all actuality, they want to weld for their career path. And so they might be able to get a lot of those certificates and vocational training right here in our own backyard. Two of the California state systems are the CSU, California State University System, and the UC system, which is University of California. Both of them require that students complete their A through G or college entrance requirements in high school. They do have a little bit of a different GPA requirement. The Cal State system requires a 2.5 GPA or higher, and the UC system requires a 3.0 GPA or higher. It's important to keep in mind that these are minimum GPA requirements. Both California State University and the UC system are extremely competitive university systems. And so the higher the GPA, the better, and the increased chance of being accepted to their school of choice. Both programs offer bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorate degrees, and there are websites there so that you can do a little bit more exploration regarding the differences between those two programs. The other institution to consider would be private colleges. Again, most require A through G requirements to be completed. Some of them are still requiring the ACT or SAT. So it's important to check with the Office of Admissions for those specific colleges to see what their specific admissions criteria are. Most of them are going to require personal statements, and they're going to require a level of extracurricular activities. It's super important for our private colleges. Again, they offer bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorate degrees. A note on private colleges: sometimes families are shocked at the sticker price on private colleges, which I would be too. However, private colleges oftentimes have large endowment funds. So sometimes the scholarships and the funding that can be provided through a private college can be quite substantial, on par with what is available for a CSU or UC. So if your student comes home and says they want to apply to a private school, have some conversations about that. It's not necessarily something to be too shocked about. They might come and offer you a great financial package, so it's worth the application time.
So as we go deeper, a little more into the application process, as Ms. Consorti was sharing about the University of California systems, you can see the different University of California systems throughout the state located on the map. The application for this opens August 1st to give students plenty of time to fill out the full application with their activities, their resume, letters of recommendation, and their personal inquiry questions. The deadline, absolute hard deadline, is November 30th. It must be submitted. Each university has a $70 application fee. However, if a student qualifies for free and reduced lunch, they can petition for a fee waiver. And if you do qualify, you would get up to 4 free fee waivers, so 4 free universities to apply to. The Cal State University.
Again, this is the California. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Diaz.
The Cal State University system is, like Ms. Consorti said, is another institution in California. You can see located throughout the map a multitude of institutions throughout the full state of California. That application opens October 1st. The deadline for some of these institutions are November 30th, and they may vary, but we can discuss that more as we get closer to next year as they start to apply. There's a $70 application fee, again, per school, similar to the UCs. If the student does qualify for the fee waiver, then they would get up to 4 universities. The difference between the Cal State University system and the UC system: Cal State University system, the student does not have to do an application with an essay or personal insight questions or letters of recommendation. However, we do encourage students, as they are filling out their application process, to come and consult a counselor or the College and Career Center to make sure that they have identified the courses correctly in their application, especially if they've taken concurrent courses from Hancock College. We've seen students who've applied to Cal State systems in the past and have put a course in the wrong A through G spot, and they have been red flagged or denied based on an inaccurate application. So please, we please encourage students, if they're doing it on their own, to please come and get a double check before hitting submit of November 30th.
All right, so again, going back to our community colleges, there are 116 community colleges statewide. They offer career training programs, a great way to prepare to transfer to the university system, whether that be UC or CSU. Students can earn a 2-year degree, so maybe 2 years is appropriate for them, and then they're ready to go into the world of work. And so they can accomplish that at the community college level. Again, there are no GPA requirements, but they must be a high school graduate or have a GED. Allen Hancock College has a great matriculation process between Allen Hancock and several universities in the state of California. The Transfer Center at Allen Hancock College will help your student set up a plan so that they can transfer in a reasonable amount of time. All students going to the community college must fill out an application through the CC application, and the application is available, I know, directly from Allen Hancock College's website. In order to qualify for the Promise or state aid, students must fill out a financial aid application. There is a Promise, or as part of the Promise application is to fill out that financial aid. There are several steps to the Promise, which is that first year of free college tuition at Allen Hancock College. The first year is free, so there's some steps to that. We will work with your student to make sure they're aware of those steps and complete them in a timely manner.
We do have students who may be thinking about the military. We have on the screen several branches: the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, and the Coast Guard, if students are interested. We do offer the ASVAB test free of charge for any student going to the military or not. It's a great way for students to understand and see their skill level and their interest in how they can match with a possible career for their future. The scores are good for 2 years, and Mrs. McDonald in the College Career Center would be the one, if a student does want to go to military branch, she would be the one who would be sending it off to that military branch for the student. So highly encourage students to look into the ASVAB test just to help them see where what skills and what interests might match a career that they may not have thought of.
Ms. Diaz, last night we received a question about the career aptitude and how students can research certain careers. So I think it's important to note that Ms. McDonald will only send the ASVAB scores off to the military if the student wants to release their scores. So any student can take the ASVAB, and not only if they're interested in the military, they can use it for military recruitment. But if they're really just looking to know what skill sets they have that they might be able to expand on for some kind of future career, they can take the ASVAB, and those scores will remain with the student and not get sent off to a recruiter. So just a side note there. So talking about how to fund all of these college opportunities, there are 2 types of financial aid. One is gift aid. Gift aid comes in the forms of grants and scholarships, and this is free money. They do not have to be repaid. In addition to that, there is self-help aid. Self-help aid is work study, so students would get a job on campus, and then the money that they earn from that job would go directly to their tuition. And then the last is loans. Loans are borrowed money, and we all know, I'm sure several of us have had loans that we have to pay back. So, financial aid.
So we're going to talk about four sources of financial aid: federal government, state government, institutional aid, and outside aid. The first one, as we go and speak about these types of aids, all students will need to create a FSA ID, and parents, students specifically, will tie it to a personal email and a phone number for recovery. But this is basically a digital signature. If parents have gone to school themselves or have had their older children have gone to school, you may have already created your FSA ID or digital signature. So you would just basically log back into your account to sign the FAFSA form. There is a video to the right, if you wish to watch it, in order to help you create one. But we will be helping students create these in December when the window opens for FAFSA. So this is a federal aid. Go ahead, Ms. Grizzardi.
Federal aid comes in several different types. So students can earn a Pell Grant. This is the need-based aid. They can earn up to $6,895 through the federal Pell Grant. Work study, I explained that a little bit earlier. That is the self-help aid. And students on average can earn between $1,200 and $1,600 a year for work study. An additional grant or type of aid is the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant. And students can earn anywhere from $100 to $4,000 for this aid. And then again, we have federal loans. So it's important if and when a student has to apply for a loan, that they understand all the terms of those loans, so they'll understand what the payment and the repayment plan will look like in the future.
And some of these, last night we had the speaker from the Santa Barbara Foundation. He spoke and said that some of the Pell Grants monies have increased for students. So these are monies based on students who had been awarded this past year. So those monies may vary as we go along. As we talked about state aid, students will need to apply for the free application for federal student aid. This is those who are U.S. citizens, and they would apply through FAFSA. Our undocumented AB students would go through the California Dream application. These applications will be released in December. Both applications are being revised to be less questions. So we will be talking more about this as we are trained and identify with the application itself in October. So when we come back in October, we will be reconvening and sharing that information with students and parents.
All right. State aid also comes in the form of Cal Grants, and these are need-based grants, And so a student can qualify for Cal Grant A based on GPA, which is 3.0 or higher. Cal Grant B is for students for the community college, and it's for students who have at least a 2.0 GPA or higher. And then Cal Grant C is for vocational schools and programs, and for students that have, again, above a 2.0 GPA. Anything to add to that one, Diaz?
Yeah, last night there was a question. Someone said, "Is this for a year?" And this is for 4 years. So every year they would get that amount of money if they qualify. Another one, state aid, is the middle class scholarship. This is for those parents who maybe make a little too much money in terms of trying to get those Cal grants. This is the middle class scholarship that was created. So the family income threshold is up to $191,000. This is for UCs and CSU campuses. And that middle class scholarship, the students would get up to 40% of the tuition and fees at a discount. So this would definitely help to reduce the cost of those tuition and fees at the institutions.
The UC system also offers a UC Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan. So for U.S. citizens, permanent residents, or AB 540 students who have a family income of up to $80,000, the UC system will cover the tuition and fees for their campuses. So they look at how much the family qualifies for through federal funding, through the FAFSA, and then the UC system will
So what Ms. Consorti was saying, the UC system will cover the tuition and fees for the student.
Right.
All right. Another institutional aid is the Hancock Promise. As you can see, there are 6 steps, and the second step of the promise is the completion of the FAFSA or the DREAM Act application. This allows students to have, if they complete all 6 steps, it allows students to have 1 free year of tuition at Hancock College. Students can also do the promise and use the promise benefits and even go to a Cal State or a UC, and we can talk with students how to do that. They would take classes in the summer and the winter session, but just not in the fall and the spring, and still get to benefit from those free classes and tuition-free classes while they're still attending a 4-year university. And we do have students who do that currently.
The next source of funding is outside agencies, so scholarships, right? And scholarships are free money. A large one here in Santa Barbara County comes from the Scholarship Foundation of Santa Barbara and is for U.S. citizens, permanent residents, or AB 540 eligible students. Students must enroll full-time at an accredited college or university, and they must have attended Santa Barbara County School at least 4 years between grades 7 and 12 and graduate from a Santa Barbara County high school. Last night, Jose Alvera from the Scholarship Foundation mentioned that there is no age limit on this scholarship. I think he mentioned that they had just awarded a scholarship to a 62-year-old individual who had gone back to school. And so even for parents who maybe are interested in continuing their education, this is a great opportunity. The application opens October 15th and closes January 15th. The students do need to get some letters of recommendation for this, and so it's important for them to start this scholarship application early. There is the website listed below so they can get more information. We do have some representatives from the Scholarship Foundation of Santa Barbara that will work very closely with our students in the fall semester, not only on their Scholarship Foundation application, but also on financial aid. And so that's Liliana Cardenas and Jose Alvera from the foundation will be here on a regular basis to support our students.
So how does my student find scholarships? We're going to click on a hyperlink to show you the College and Career Center website. So as you see here, this is directly from the Rigetti High website, the College and Career Center tab. Mrs. McDonald and Mrs. Bouchon are located in the College and Career Center. Their hours, as you see above, there's a ton of resources in terms of employment. This is where students can get the work permits, they can look for jobs, they can get help with the resumes. Student resources, another aptitude and opportunity test is Excello. All students have access to Excello, so if they are trying to see what their interests are and within their interest, does it match a career, and in that career it will help guide them to what universities have that major that attached to that career. There's also the brag sheets and academic resumes We highly encourage seniors to update and create for those recommendations. And this transcripts requests as well as they start to commit and apply to the universities in October of next year. Then we come down to financial assistance. We have our scholarships, different opportunities for scholarships. And if you click on the scholarships, it will bring you to senior scholarships. These are live right now that are still open for our current seniors to apply to. So we highly encourage seniors to continually to check this website because they are posted as when they open, and then they will be taken off once they have met the deadline of the application to be completed. So we highly encourage students to apply to as many scholarships as they can. There's no limit on the amount of money you can get from a scholarship if you are awarded. So highly encourage parents and students to, look for the scholarships. Ms. McSorty, did I miss anything on any of these websites?
Nope, I think you got it. Mr. Lyons and I were in a meeting yesterday afternoon, and he was mentioning that at Senior Awards Night, we have a lot of students that are there, that are present, and when scholarships get handed out, a lot of times we start to hear the same names over and over again. That's not because those are the only students on our campus doing fabulous things. It's because those students have really chosen to engage in the College and Career Center scholarship pages and are submitting those applications over and over and over again. Sometimes students feel like it takes a lot of work to apply to those scholarships. But if you take a moment and you think about, a student can sit down and probably complete a scholarship application in about an hour and submit that. And if the end result is a $500, $600, $700 scholarship, that's a pretty good payoff for their time spent. So we encourage all of our students to really take a look at what's available and apply and turn in as many applications as possible. One of the programs here on campus that supports our students as it supports our students all 4 years, but especially going through junior year into senior year, is our early academic outreach program, and that's run by Ms. Bouchon.
Let's just keep going.
AOP is the University of California's largest academic preparation program. So they're helping students prepare for college. This program is available 9th, 10th, and 11th grade year. And again, we really encourage students who are especially looking for that help and that support and that guidance through their application season to apply for EAOP now, and so that they can take advantage of all the opportunities that are available through the program.
A word on testing. So as of June 2022, the UC systems and Cal State system has permanently said SATs and ACTs are no longer going to be part of the admissions decisions. Students may choose to continue to take the test and submit their scores to be considered for a course placement. So if a student is planning to apply to a private school or out-of-state school, we highly encourage students to check the admissions criteria to see if that individual school still requires the SAT or ACT. And in terms of student athletes that are NC2A bound, the NC2A is no longer requiring the SAT or ACT, and I'm not sure what that last one is. Let me just, so the last one is set up a meeting with your school counselor or college and career center if you have any questions or concerns regarding the state, the testing.
What can your student do to get ready for senior year? It's coming very, very quickly, and it can sometimes be overwhelming. So we encourage them to create a list of campus interests and explore their degree options. So what do they want to do? What do they want to study? Explore summer programs, in person or virtual. The EAOP College Readiness Program is a great way to explore, to get some more information. And then Upward Bound Summer Academy. What did we say, Ms. Diaz? It was about 2-3 weeks long.
Upward Bound, yeah. I think it's yeah, 2 to 3 weeks on campus, but they have to have already been upward, like be an Upward Bound student. They stay on campus for like Monday through Friday and come home.
Yeah, I think they're right here in Cal Poly. So this would be a good opportunity for your student again to be on a college campus, and they're taught by some college professors and just kind of become familiar with that process. Upward Bound is here on campus. We have an Upward Bound representative. So if your student is interested in that, have them check in with the College and Career Center and they can get connected to Upward Bound. We encourage them to build their resume and brag sheet. Templates for that are available on the College and Career Center website. So start writing things down. What have they done? What have they participated in the last 3 years that they can use on their college applications? We really encourage them to take a College Now class this summer if possible. So that'll give them a jump start in addition to any concurrent classes that they might have taken here on campus. It'll get them a jump start on their college transcript, and it's a great way to get ahead. And then Miss Diaz, you want to cover this one?
Yes, this is my favorite. A summer job for your kids equals senior fun for all. So we encourage students to use this time to earn a little extra money and help have a lot of fun their senior year with the opportunities to go to grad night and prom and all the senior activities that may cost a little bit of money and help parents with the parent pocketbook.
Awesome.
So as Mrs. Consorti was sharing about EAOP, this August, they are promoting a College Readiness Academy. And this is open to any seniors but you must register, and you must register with Mrs. Bouchon in the College and Career Center. So it is going to be a 4-day academy. So seniors who are interested in receiving help to attend college, the College Readiness Academy, like I said, is a 4-day event that starts on August 1st. It'll be here on our campus, and it's helping students get ready for the application process. The UC application process opens August 1st, so they will start to get ready for that application with the personal statements, the UC personal insight questions that are required. They'll be updating and learning how to create and update an academic resume. And they will also, was told they might be going and attending some UC and CSUs on a field trip. So they will get information from admissions offices and admissions processes for the UC and CSU system during this 4-day academy. So if your kids, your students are interested in attending a 4 university for the 4 days at the end of their summer, I would highly encourage that they sign up now so they can be as best prepared for their senior year as they move forward for their adventure into life after high school.
Okay, we get a ton of resources sent to us in our office, and one that we recently got sent to us was this college tour. And the college tour is a series of virtual campus tours presented by college students on that campus. And so there's several to choose from. I know that it's hard to take a physical tour, especially when our students are thinking about going to schools in other states. It's not easy to pack up and travel to Tennessee to see what colleges are available. And so this might be a great way for you and your family to explore college options. So take a look. You can scan the QR code there to get connected to those videos, or a link is posted as well. Great resource for our kids.
Super great resource. I mean, they have all colleges, community colleges, out of state, private, Cal State, UCs. It's professionally done, so it's a
They're
great
constantly
resource.
adding new ones. Is that what you said, Miss Diaz?
Yes, constantly adding new ones.
Yeah, awesome.
This September and October, we will be going into all senior English classes to again promote our Reach Higher Academy. And this is basically, we are going along with the counseling department, the College and Career Center, representatives where we are sharing and encouraging students to focus on their college and career pathways. We'll cover topics that include resume building and getting the information for the letters of recommendation and how to request those from adults. The how-tos of the college application processes from the CSUs, the UCs, as well as the community college applications, particularly Allen Hancock College, which is an amazing community college right here in our community. And then also talking about scholarships and the financial aid and California Dream Act application. So a lot of information that will be supporting all seniors as we enter in the months of September and October.
Questions? Here's our contact information. It can also be accessed on our college and the counseling webpage. So if you want to set up an appointment with your student's counselor, please email us. You can use our bookings link, set up an appointment. Let's sit down and chat. Just make sure that we're all on the same page, and we're here to support your student as they look for their post-secondary plans and move forward through a very exciting senior year.
Again, this is the resource QR code. If you missed it in the beginning, you can scan that and that'll give you the resources that we've uploaded. We will be meeting again on October for our senior parent night. So this information that we shared with you may be overwhelming, but it's just for us to get you guys starting to think about senior year for your children. And as we get into senior year, we are here to help and guide and support you along the way. So we thank you for your time. I thank you for your opportunity to walk alongside your students so they can be successful and individuals within our community. So thank you again, and until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.